Hello once again. Today we're talking about fear. Fear. It's a word that everyone feels. Fear is a double-edged sword. It can drive us to succeed, yet it can rob us of our happiness. Fear of being alone can push us to enter a toxic relationship and ignoring the red flags. Whether you are married or you are single, loneliness is something that we all feel as human beings. Whether you have people around you or not, you will still feel lonely. So the solution, fear of being alone, is not you having people around you. Fear of lack can cause us to compromise on our values and cause us to push our body beyond the limit it can handle. Fear of failure can actually lead us to read, but at the same time, it can cause us to have stress and anxiety because we are not reading from the place of faith. Fear might have worked for you in the past, because fear has also worked for me in the past. But how long will you let fear dictate your life? At a point, fear was a great motivator in your life. But then, the negative effects started to creep in. Nobody knows about the days of you being anxious, the days of depression, the days of you feeling like you cannot measure up, you feeling like you cannot amount to anything, despite you working on yourself daily. Nobody knows the days of utter darkness, the days where you feel like, am I really going to amount to anything in this life? What happens when you build your life from the place of fear instead of building your life from the place of rest? One thing that I will tell you is that fear comes to send a message. It is preparation. And you need to prepare for the 5 major areas of your life. Building from the place of rest is something that every single one of us should imbibe. You can't keep building your life based on fear. Many of us have built our lives, we've built our careers based on fear. But how far do you think fear can take you to? Everyone that you see out there that is successful built from the place of rest. They built from the place of faith, done it with consistency. They had this attitude that, okay, whether it works out or it doesn't work out, at least I've made an effort. At least my result can speak. So the question is this: are you building from the place of rest or are you building from the place of faith? Hello everyone, it's Eleanor here once again, and it's another exciting episode of Connect with Eleanor. I hope you enjoyed that brief introduction. On today's episode, we're talking about fear. A lot of us will bear me witness that fear has been our greatest motivator. It has helped us to achieve greater heights. It has helped us to improve ourselves. But at the same time, that left us with stress, with anxiety, with depression. When you are building your life, when you are working on yourself, you have to try as much as possible not to let fear be your greatest motivator. Fear means only one word: preparation. Fear itself is an anticipation that something is going to happen that you need to prepare for, regardless of what that is. Now, the question is, what exactly do I need to prepare for? What are the major areas of our lives where we feel fear? And how can we prepare so that we do not lose ourselves to anxiety and to stress? The first area of our lives where we feel fear is family and relationship. Now, the first type of fear that we feel when it comes to family and relationship is losing a loved one. A lot of us have this fear that, am I going to lose my mother? Am I going to lose my father? Is there going to be one day that I'm going to wake up, they're going to tell me that, okay, this person has gone to be with the Lord? How can I cope with this? One thing I will tell you about this kind of fear is that the only way to overcome it is to create lasting memories with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and cherish them. That is all we can do. We are humans and we have limited time. You have to understand that what makes life beautiful, what makes the little time that we have with our loved ones beautiful, is the fact that we are present with them, we cherish them, we take care of them, try and create memories of them so that when we remember them in the future, we'll be telling ourselves that, wow, at least I did my best for this person. The second area of fear is relationship breakdown. A lot of people have this fear that, am I going to lose this person? Am I going to lose this relationship? What can you do to overcome that fear? Many of us, when we have this fear that I don't want to lose this person, it makes us go and do things against our values, against our beliefs, because we tell ourselves that that's the only way that we can actually keep this person. No. You can keep this person by giving them respect, by working on yourself, understanding them, by communicating, by showing them love. There are plenty things you can do to actually maintain every relationship in your life, that does not require you compromising your values and your beliefs, of not being a good parent. The truth is, we are all stewards. You can't exactly predict how a child will turn out, but you can try to lead them with love, with faith, listening to them, hearing them speak, correcting them when they make mistakes, and leaving everything into the hands of the Creator. That is all you can do. The type of fear when it comes to family and relationship is fear of conflict and disagreement. Whether you like it or not, as long as you're associating with your fellow human being, there will be days of conflict and arguments. There will be days of disagreements. So how can you work on this when this fear comes? Practice active listening and communicate. A lot of the family issues and relationship issues that we see out there is because we are not communicating. We are not letting this other person know that this is exactly how I feel. This is what is going on in this situation. You understand? Trying to hear from each other's perspective and finding a common ground. That type of fear that many people feel when it comes to family and relationship is the fear of being alone. This fear is particularly to singles and also applies to married people as well. Because of this fear of being alone, many people have entered toxic relationship. Despite the fact that they are seeing the red flag, they tell themselves that I can't afford to be alone. I know some of my friends that they enter relationship every time. Today you're hearing that they are breaking up. Tomorrow you're hearing that they are with another person. And you're telling yourself that can't you just give yourself breathing space? Must you be in a relationship at every point in your life? The truth is, no matter how much you try to enter a relationship, it cannot solve the problem of loneliness. Loneliness is something that you have to live with. It's something you have to work it out by yourself. Whether you are married or you are single, you can be with your partner, you can be surrounded by so much love and happiness, and yet you feel that void inside of you. Void was placed from the beginning of time. God placed that void inside of us so that you can realize that life is more than all these things that we see. This fear of being alone can cause us to compromise our values, our beliefs, our faith, because we feel like if I do this for this person, if I go out of my way to do this for this person will love me and stay in your life are the people that God actually keeps in your life. You don't have the power to keep anyone in your life. So now the second major area that we feel fear is our career, job insecurity. Many of us feel like, God, what if my boss tells me that you don't want me in my company anymore? What you can do is work on your skills, future-proof skills. Skills that you know that in the next 50 years is still valuable. Skills that you know that in the next 20 years is still valuable. The kind of skills that is indispensable, that even though they lay off everyone, they won't be able to lay you off because you are irreplaceable. Try and work on yourself. Another thing is fear of failure in a project. We all face that fear one way or the other when we have a particular project that we want to work on at our workplace. What you can do to overcome that fear is to learn from your setbacks and adapt to every situation. If you made a mistake in the project, try and learn from it, adapt, and then improve yourself. Another fear is fear of not meeting expectations. This fear at a place of that people expect me to be this, people expect me to be that. What you can do for that is that set clear goals, keep working on yourself, but don't do it at the detriment of your health. Another thing is that career stagnation. What you can do when it comes to maybe you are having this fear of career stagnation is that try and stay curious. Be curious about the surroundings, be curious about your workplace, be curious about your career. How can you move forward and seek new challenges? Take on challenging projects to improve yourself. Another thing is that workplace conflicts. A lot of us, we avoid conflict. We don't want to have any issues with anybody. But the truth is, even if you avoid conflict might not avoid you. So what can you do? You communicate effectively. You resolve issues amicably. Third major area that we feel fear is our finances. Wear the one you have and wear it with pride. You don't have to seek after things that are above your means. Clothing, shoes. You don't have to seek after material things that you know that you cannot afford. So try and live below your means. Don't get stuck in a life full of debt. Another thing is that fear of not saving enough. If you have this fear that what if some issues happen at home and I don't have enough money, then try and start saving. Little by little, start saving. Another thing is that if you are scared of, okay, there might be an unexpected expense, like I said, you have an emergency fund, a particular amount of money that you keep in case of maybe someone just calls you from home that there are some issues that needs to be dealt with. At least you know that you have finances that is going to be used for that. Another thing that I would say is that this fear of debt, that's why for someone like me, I would advise you do not borrow. But if situations warrant it and circumstances of life warrant you borrowing, try and have a debt repayment plan. Okay, this is how I plan to pay my debt, and then try and stick to it. Now, the fourth major area that many of us feel fear is our health. The first thing is chronic illness. There are many of us that will feel like, hey, what if this, what if? Instead of dabbling into the what ifs possible, to invest in preventive care. Try and work on your health. Eat healthy. Try and take fruits, things that will prevent you from having health issues. Sleep well, rest well, eat well. Another thing is that mental health struggles. If you are someone that you're having this fear that what if I have depression, you're already seeing the signs, then try and work on yourself. Prioritize self-care and support. Create boundaries. You understand? When you feel like, okay, being with this person is affecting me mentally, give them space. As all these physical diseases that we see out there, many of it comes from the mind. Once your mind is disturbed, your whole life is disturbed, it will affect your health. So if you're someone that you have this fear of, okay, you're already seeing these signs of depression and anxiety, work on it fast. This is your body giving you signals that you need to slow down. We face that, okay, when it comes to this issue of aging and all, I know so many people do so many things to prevent aging and all these things. But the most natural way to prevent aging is to live healthy, eat fruits, take things into your body that you know that they can actually help prolong your life. That is natural. You understand? That's all you can do. This area and the fifth major area of our lives where we feel fear is personal growth and well-being. The first thing is fear of not reaching your full potential. Many of us have that fear that, what if I don't do enough? What if I don't end up reaching where I'm supposed to? Clear goals and track your progress. Be consistent with what you do. As long as you're consistent with your goals, as long as you're consistent with your plans, believe me, you will get to that future. And that fear itself is just telling you that you need to prepare. So you need to start preparing. Another thing is that fear of losing identity and purpose. A lot of people have that fear. If I engage in this and then I lose myself, a lot of people are doing careers that is not even their calling. One thing that I would say is that when you discover who you are, when you discover why you were born, it will make things easier. That's why you see people that are in their purpose, people that are truly working on their calling. They have this level of fulfillment that others don't have. You can't keep working on your career and everything you're doing in your career is not something that is leading to the ultimate purpose why you were created. That is why whatever career path you're going to have, you have to make sure that it is leading to your purpose. For someone like Eleanor, actually related to my purpose, but I try as much as possible to gather materials, work on myself, read more, explore more, to try and integrate what I am doing in my career presently with my purpose itself, so that everything can just work together. So that is when that fulfillment can come. But if you keep working on a career that you are not called for, or a profession that you are not called for, there is no how you will not be frustrated. True fulfillment comes from you living every day of your life knowing that everything I'm doing in this day is purposeful, is meaningful, is I'm doing what I was born to do. There's this level of fulfillment that comes from, yes, I'm doing what I was born to do, I'm doing what I was created to do. So another thing that I would say is that many of us have this fear of not being good enough. If you have this kind of fear that, okay, what if I'm not good enough? What if there's always this fear that comes around our identity and trying to measure up. The truth is, you are not running another person's race. You are in your own time and in your own season. Try as much as possible to live your life according to your own path. Everybody has their own unique path. Don't keep living your life trying to meet people's expectation. You will crash. you'll be tired, you'll be exhausted. Eventually, you will still feel depressed because you will not measure up. So whatever expectations, whatever plan, whatever goals you're having for yourself, make sure that it's something that you can achieve, and take it one step at a time. Tell people it's not all these big ideas and all these big innovations that we see out there, they did not just start in a day. They took it one step at a time till they achieved their breakthrough. As much as I understand the fact that we really want to improve ourselves, we want to be the best version of ourselves, take it easy. You understand? Take it easy, be consistent, stay healthy, work on yourself, but at the same time, don't neglect yourself. You are still the masterpiece in your journey. You are the most important piece in your journey. So you have to be healthy. You have to take care of yourself. You have to prioritize your expense, your finances, major areas are the areas where we feel fear the most. That is why we need to work on it. It is something that we need to prepare for. You know, when I started, I said fear itself means preparation. Fear will surely come in these 5 major areas. But the question is what can you do about it? What will you do about it? Preparation. That is what you do about it. Consistency. You keep showing up every single time. Despite that you're having this fear inside of you. Consistency, you keep showing up. Is you working from the place of faith? You know, if you're working from the place of fear, it will get to a limit where fear cannot sustain you. That is why you work from the place of faith. You haven't seen what you can become yet. You haven't seen what the future will look like, but yet you keep striving. Yet you keep telling yourself that tomorrow will be better than my yesterday. I will keep working on myself daily. So for someone that for so long you have worked on yourself based on fear, you've worked on your purpose based on fear, you've gotten married based on fear, many of the decisions you've made in your life have been based on fear. You need to stop at this level and start working from the place of faith. Yes, I might not be where I want to be, but I'm working towards it. I will work on myself, but at the same time, I will be present. I will not be in a rush. I will try as much as possible to build from a place of rest. It is very important. Build your life from the place of rest, not from the place of anxiety, not from the place of fear. Build everything from the place of rest, knowing that what eyes have not seen, what ears have not heard, that is what you will become. That is what you will eventually become if you keep being consistent. So these 5 major areas are the major areas of your life that you need to work on, you need to prepare for. Because whether you like it or not, life will test these 5 areas. Circumstances will test these 5 areas. People will test these 5 areas. And the question is this: will you be ready? Will you be ready when these tests come? So that is the question I want you to answer on today's episode of Connect with Edmo. I love you guys so much. I celebrate you. I will see you in the next episode. Before I go, remember, fear means preparation. So prepare for these 5 major areas of your life before the test comes. Bye-bye.